What do you think of all these tomatoes?
Love the tomato sauce. Hey guys, so we are covered up in tomatoes, and I'll show you here in just a second. I'm not going to be canning these today. I'm going to plan a canning day for tomatoes, for hopefully like all the tomatoes, like an all day long thing, very soon. But I don't have time to do that today or tomorrow, and some of these need to be dealt with like today. So I'm going to take you along with that, and we're going to get this done and show you all of our abundance of tomatoes. Alright, so we have these that need to be dealt with today, as well as these, which are the San Marzanos. These are all the slicing tomatoes. Ideally I want to do like diced tomatoes with these, and then the sauce with these. And then on top of that we have these over here that still need to ripen just a little bit. These were picked today. And then I've got my little bouquet of flowers that I pick. I tend to pick like these uglier flowers that are dying and let them finish dying inside. And then I picked this sunflower because it was falling over. Some chamomile and basil is in there, and then some zinnias, some dahlias, and then some sage that I had to prune, and I just thought it looked pretty in there. So anyway, and there's some of those little tomatoes. We didn't pick any of them. Probably haven't picked any in about a week. And Cora is really the only one that eats them a lot. So we've just been picking them as we fill up the bowl. So there's a lot out there to pick. As if this wasn't enough, we have all of these right here, these San Marzanos that need to ripen a little bit. Those plants are actually struggling a little bit, and that wire is just not working for these at all. So I'm having to pick them before they ripen and let them ripen in here, because the plants are pretty much on the ground. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wash these, and we're going to have some tonight. We're going to have bruschetta tonight for supper, and then I'm going to wash them, core them. I've got me a new coring tool that I got off of Amazon, and I'm hoping that it works. If not, I'll just go back to my knife, which doesn't take long either, and get them into freezer bags and freeze them, so in a week or so or whatever, even if it's 3 or 4 days from now, they're not sitting and rotting, because I threw away a decent sized bucket full that were just rotten, so, or that had busted or bugs had gotten into. So I'm going to get started doing this. I already have a video of this, but I'm going to do it again anyway. Look at this in relation to like this one. That's a medium-sized tomato. This thing is gigantic.
We got lots more like this size, but there's one outside that's like this big, but it ain't ripened. Like half of it's ripened.
Bring it in and let it ripen.
I can't figure out how to pick it.
Alright, so this thing works pretty good for these medium-sized tomatoes, but for these giant ones, I'm still having to use a knife, so, or just go around it more times. But all you do is you're supposed to stick it in, and scoop it around, and it pops it out just like that. So works pretty good, especially on these small to medium ones, but not so much on the big ones. So this is one of the ones that it's got a little bad spot in it, but I can't remember what they were called, but they're the ones, some of the ones that I started because I liked them because they weren't very seedy. So you can see that they have a lot of meat in them. Alright, so we got that done. I got a couple set out for bruschetta. Of course, we still have all those in a few days what to do. So we ended up with 10-gallon bags of tomatoes that they're going to take to the freezer. And yeah, I'm going to get started cooking supper. Alright, so I've got the basil in with my tomatoes. Got that all chopped up. I'm going to add a little bit of salt. I just do about a teaspoon of salt and almost that of pepper, maybe like half of it. Now I've got to just add some garlic, and then I've got some mozzarella cheese that I'm going to just slice up and throw in there too. Last year I made my bread. Loved making French bread for the first time last year, but I bought this loaf. So I'm going to slice it, and I'll show you what I put on top of it in just a second. So if you're going to make this for a large family, this just makes sense to do it this way instead of toasting it. Now I love it toasted on my cast iron skillet, but when there's a lot of us eating it, this is the fastest way. So let me get this finished and mixed up. Alright, this is smelling so yummy. I can't believe I've waited this long into the summer to make this. But I'm going to put it in the fridge. I've got some water going for probably some macaroni for the kids. I hadn't decided if I was going to do macaroni or rice yet. But I'm going to slice my bread, and Josh is doing some chicken on the Blackstone. I think it's going to be like a mesquite chicken. And yeah, it's going to be pretty good. Ideally, I like to cut them about this thickness. Some of them are thicker, but I like them like this because they get a good crunch on them, and that's what you want when you're eating bruschetta. You can taste all that. You can get all that flavor really good. So try to cut them on the thinner side, not super thick pieces. All right, so for the bread, what I do is I got 1 stick of butter here that I'll just soften and kind of mashed up. And I'm just going to put a little bit of some olive oil. And then my cheat garlic, whenever I don't want to actually peel a clove of garlic. I try to save the garlic we grow for canning as much as possible in some special recipes. Just put some garlic in there. And I'm going to stir this up. So it's really important to have your butter nice and softened so that you can get it mashed up. You can do this without butter too. You can just use olive oil and garlic. You can use garlic powder, whatever you got. Or you can do it with just butter. Alright, so I take it, it's a nice and thick paste. And I got my bread on these bread pans. I got my oven on about 450. You want it pretty hot. You're going to let it go at that temperature probably for about 3 minutes or so. And then you're going to turn your broiler on and finish it in there just till it starts to get crispy. But this is easy because you can get a lot done.
Yeah.
At one time when you're not standing over your stove. I've spent many days in the kitchen eating my dinner in the kitchen because I was toasting bread for everybody because everybody wanted more. So
I can't wait. I'm gonna be probably the first one who takes about my bruschetta. This bruschetta's good, and I've been craving bruschetta for like
it was
the
in
whole
my
summer.
Facebook memories of what we had 1 year ago today. So I was like, oh, that's a good meal.
I've been waiting for bruschetta. I've been like waiting for you to get stuff. I've been like talking to Dad saying, tell Mama to get some stuff for bruschetta. He's like, yeah, I want bruschetta too.
Alright, so we're going to put these in the oven and let them get toasted. Hey guys, so that is going to be it for this video. I'm going to show you a plate pick whatever view of the plate of what we're eating after I get done talking. But this video is probably going to be pretty short. I just want to let you guys know that we're good. Everything's good. We're just busy, and like I've said in the past few videos, and the garden's dwindling down. All we have pretty much that we're harvesting is tomatoes. We still got some watermelons, and we've already harvested all of the spaghetti squash, and it's down at the farmhouse. And what else we got down there? Some other squashes.
Yeah.
We got some Raleigh's. Watermelons are soon, should be ripened soon. We checked one the other day and it wasn't ripe. But I don't know what we're going to do with all that watermelon. But I just want to thank you guys. We're going to be processing the meat chickens pretty soon. They're 8 weeks today, but we have been not feeding them as much as we normally do. So we'll probably take them another few weeks. We'll see. We're kind of watching. We hadn't had any losses yet. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. We'll see you next time, and God bless.